Last Saturday, Ryan Garcia defeated Mario Barrios by unanimous decision to become WBC champion in the 147-pound division. Now, this was a dominant display of boxing from Ryan Garcia. He dropped Mario Barrios within the first 30 to 40 seconds of the fight. It was beautiful action from round 1 to round 12. Ryan Garcia looked very good against a name that a lot of people knew in Mario Barrios. Not the best fighter, but a name that's had the experience and been in there with a lot of guys, such as Gervonta Tank Davis, Keith One-Time Thurman. So he's had the experience, and he was the champion. So Ryan Garcia went in there and took his belt on Saturday, and it was a clean sweep for me. I had him winning all 12 rounds. I think some judges had him winning 1 to 2 rounds. That's fine. I couldn't find a round to give to Mario Barrios, but he just completely dominated him. And it was the Ryan Garcia that we know and love, that we're used to seeing, right? Ryan Garcia is 27 years old. He's in the prime of his career, entering the prime of his career. Coming off that loss against Rolly Romero, a lot of people wrote Ryan Garcia off. Ryan Garcia was really written off after the loss to Gervonta Tank Davis. He came in as a big underdog against Devin Haney in a fight that he shocked the world and beat Devin Haney. But the only problem is the steroid usage, right? Coming off that fight, he had a year ban from boxing. Fights Rolly Romero in Times Square, headlines the card, en route to have a rematch with Devin Haney, a big rematch. And he ruined it. He had a lackluster performance against Rolly Romero. He didn't let his hands go. He got dropped in the fight. And a guy against Rolly Romero who, to put it lightly, is a bad fighter, to put it lightly. But he looked good against Mario Barrios. He looked really good. He let that left hook fly. He was letting the right hand go. A lot of people say that Ryan Garcia only has a left hook, but if you watch the Oscar Duarte fight and you watch just any Ryan Garcia fight, you'll see him throwing that right hand, and he hurts people with that right hand too. So it was nice to see him drop Mario Barrios with the right hand, letting the right hands go 1-2s down the pipe. And he looked like the Ryan Garcia we're used to seeing. I think it was a dominant display of boxing. He called out Shakur Stevenson, who was the man now after becoming the 4-division champion. He was at the fight. They were talking about doing it at a catch weight of 144. Ryan's the champion at 147 now, so all the champions at 147 are available, which are Devin Haney, Lewis Crocker. Lewis Crocker actually is free because he just hurt his hand against Liam Paro, so I don't know what's going on with that. So Lewis Crocker isn't available, but he doesn't have a fight scheduled. Romero rematch, which I don't think a lot of people will be clamoring for just based on how the first fight looked. And then Devin Haney, which I think is the best route to take. The money is there. It's going to be highly anticipated because of what happened with the first fight. They're both coming off dominant displays. Devin Haney over Brian Norman Jr. and Ryan Garcia over Mario Barrios, right? They will unify, which would be great for both people's resumes. And it'd just be a big fight in boxing. They could do it in the Barclays again. They could do it in Vegas. You really put this fight anywhere and it's going to sell out. It's going to be a sellout crowd. Both guys are going to make millions of dollars. And I just say, why not? You know, I just think that Ryan Garcia has to do the VADA testing, in which I don't know what's going on with that. I heard that he wasn't in VADA testing, but then they were saying he was. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. But I don't think Ryan Garcia was on the steroids against Mario Barrios. So I think if Ryan just stays clean, he stays calm. I mean, not calm. If he stays poised, focused is the word I'm looking for. If he stays focused, he could give anybody a tough fight just due to his power, his speed, his presence. And then Devin Haney looked good against Brian Norman Jr. Coming off that lackluster fight against Jose Ramirez, and then how he looked against Ryan Garcia in the first fight. It'll be a great fight, man. It'll be a great fight. People are gonna want to see how Devin Haney looks against Ryan. People are gonna see Ryan Garcia, a clean Ryan Garcia against Devin Haney. And I really feel like this fight should be made next in the summertime, or like late summertime, like July, maybe even August. Ryan Garcia did hurt his right hand. I believe that's the hand he had surgery on after the Rolly Romero fight. And he tweaked it again. You know, that's just the boxers. You know, Shakur has those hand problems. Floyd had those hand problems. Tank even had some hand problems after the Pitbull Cruz fight, so he's gonna have to heal that up. So I don't know how long that's gonna take to heal. So maybe even later, like September. But I really feel like that's the fight to make right there. Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney too. I'm sure everybody will want to see it. I know a lot of people don't like Devin Haney, so there'll be room for Ryan Garcia. I'll be on Devin's side, and maybe I'll even do a breakdown before the fight even gets announced. I don't like doing that, but this fight would be at such a high magnitude, and it's inevitable. They're gonna have to fight at some point in their career, maybe even twice, depending on the results. But I might do a breakdown on how that fight will look, because I have some really strong opinions on how I think that fight will look for the second time, due to Devin Haney, how he's been fighting after the Ryan Garcia fight, and how Ryan Garcia looked this time around against Mario Barrios, and just their styles, how they clash. So I might be on the lookout. I might do a breakdown for that fight right there in the summertime. I'll probably, if I was to do it, I'd probably do it around April, May, who knows. But nonetheless, it was really good performance by Ryan Garcia. He looked good. He looked like the Ryan Garcia of old. I'm excited to see how the welterweight division looks, man. Listen, boxing is in a great place right now. It's a lot of steam around boxing. That 147-pound division is looking amazing, with the likes of Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez is going to 147. Keyshawn Davis said he's coming to 147. Brian Norman Jr. still in the mix. Conor Benn is in the mix. There's a lot of guys at 140. Shakur Stevenson maybe could even come up for a fight. So there's a lot of guys at 147, and even Rohan Polanco, who's a young prospect who's coming up in the mix. There's a lot of guys at 147, and we just want to see the best fights get made in boxing and enjoy it as fans of the sport. I know this is a shorter video than usual, but I just wanted to come on here and speak about Ryan Garcia's display of boxing. He looked good. He looked good for 12 rounds too. He fought in spurts. He stayed disciplined, showed good defense. Really, really good performance from Ryan Garcia. But be on the lookout for more videos. I have a pound for pound list coming up soon. I'm going to do some breakdowns of some fights. Make sure you guys tune into the Emmanuel Navarrete versus Sugar Nunez fight coming on this Saturday. Yeah, boxing is going to be great, man. I'm going to be doing breakdowns, and we're going to come to you better than ever in 2026. Until then, Antonio Knows Boxing. We out.